It began like any other Senate hearing, a routine questions, scripted answers, and the usual dance of political decorum. But within minutes, the air inside the chamber turned electric. Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana wasn't there to play politics as usual. He was there to make a point, and he made it with fire, wit, and the unmistakable Southern sharpness that has made him one of the Senate's most unpredictable voices. As the cameras rolled, Kennedy leaned forward, eyes narrowing on Senator Amy Klobuchar, who sat across the table, calm but visibly tense. The issue on the floor was supposed to be about policy, a dry, procedural debate over federal oversight and accountability. Yet Kennedy's tone suggested something deeper, something personal. "You know, Senator," he began, his voice smooth but simmering, "people back home in Louisiana are tired of Washington pretending to listen. They're tired of being lectured by folks who think they know better." The words hit like a thunderclap. The audience in the room shifted uncomfortably. Klobuchar straightened her notes, her polite smile frozen in place. She had sparred before, she'd faced partisan attacks, tough interviews, even presidential debates, but Kennedy's style was different. He wasn't attacking her personally, not yet. Instead, he was peeling back the layers of what he saw as Washington's hypocrisy, and he was doing it with folksy eloquence that drew every ear in the room. "Senator," he continued, "you talk about fairness, you talk about helping the American people, but tell me, how fair is it when small-town families are drowning in bureaucracy while D.C. insiders sip lattes and write another rule they'll never have to follow?" His words cut through the polished marble silence of the hearing room. There was no grandstanding for applause, just raw conviction, sharpened with the edge of truth. Klobuchar took a breath, visibly steadying herself. "With all due respect, Senator Kennedy," she said, her voice calm but trembling ever so slightly, "this isn't about rhetoric, it's about results. We can't just give speeches. We have to govern." Kennedy smiled, the kind of smile that carried both respect and challenge. "You're right," he said softly, "but speeches are what light fires. Governance means nothing without passion behind it. The American people don't want policy, they want honest." His words hung in the air like a hammer strike. For a moment, even Klobuchar seemed to absorb the weight of it. The exchange went on for nearly 20 minutes. Each side pressed, countered, and parried. Kennedy's tone rose and fell, like a sermon from the pulpit of frustrations shared by millions of Americans. Klobuchar defended her points with composure, trying to ground the debate in facts and reason. Yet, every time she tried to move past emotion, Kennedy pulled it back to the heart, to the people. As the session drew to a close, the tension finally gave way to an uneasy quiet. The cameras captured Klobuchar looking reflective, even moved. Kennedy, for all his fire, seemed less like a political opponent and more like a man who'd simply refused to let polite politics smother passion. He gathered his papers, gave a short nod, and left the room. Outside, reporters swarmed him, microphones flashing in the morning light. "Senator Kennedy, was that personal? Were you trying to embarrass Senator Klobuchar?" one shouted. He stopped, looked at them, and replied in his signature drawl, "No, ma'am. I was trying to remind her and maybe the rest of USA that this job isn't about comfort. It's about courage." Then he walked away. Meanwhile, inside, Klobuchar sat quietly, the echo of his words still lingering. Whatever frustrations she felt was mixed with something else, a respect, perhaps, or recognition of a truth that transcended partisanship. Politics can often feel like performance, but that morning, it felt real. By the time the clip hit social media, it was everywhere. Millions watched as Kennedy's fiery delivery and Klobuchar's stoic restraint played out like a scene from an American drama, one that revealed the human heart beating beneath political armor. Viewers didn't just see senators, they saw two people standing on opposite sides of the same struggle to represent, to defend, to believe. The reaction was split, as it always is in politics. Some hailed Kennedy as a truth-teller, a voice of accountability in a city that's lost its compass. Others accused him of grandstanding, of using theater instead of teamwork. Yet beneath the noise, something undeniable stirred, a hunger for authenticity, for leaders who speak from conviction instead of calculation. In the end, That hearing became more than a clash between two senators. It became a momentous spark reminding everyone watching that the heart of democracy isn't found in agreement, but in the courage to confront and to care. Kennedy's words, passionate and unfiltered, left a mark not because they were perfect, but because they were real. And perhaps, as Klobuchar later reflected quietly to a reporter, that was the point. "We all get caught up in policy and politics," she said, "but sometimes, we need someone to shake the room." For 15 minutes that morning, John Kennedy did exactly that, and whether you agreed with him or not, you couldn't look away.